Hi, I'm Jamie Davidson. I run the product team here at Looker, and I'm going to give you a look at our roadmap for the second half of 2020. First, I want to remind everyone what Looker is and give you a quick overview. Looker is an enterprise BI tool, but we're actually a data platform first, on top of which the killer application we've built is enterprise BI. But we go much further than enterprise BI too, and integrate data into embedded experience, workflows, and custom applications. And I'll talk about that a little bit more about where we're going. At Looker's core, there are a couple of architectural decisions we made that are very differentiated relative to the landscape. First, we've got an in-database architecture that allows us to take advantage of cloud-native data warehouses too, and give you real-time access to data present inside cloud data warehouses like BigQuery. On top of that in-database architecture, we've got a semantic modeling layer. This allows you to codify your business metrics and give you enterprise-wide governance. So you have a single source of truth for your data and a single definition for your KPIs and metrics. This modeling layer is integrated with version control that gives you a lifecycle management process to update metrics as your business changes over time and as your data changes over time. And finally, Looker is a API-first cloud-native application, which means we've very literally built our enterprise BI product on top of the same APIs that we expose to custom applications and workflows. That architecture gives us a couple of really important differentiators. The first is having a semantic modeling layer integrated with version control gives us data governance. It enables an analyst team to come in and codify key business metrics in a single place, all URL referenceable because of our cloud native application, in a way where it basically adapts to your business as it changes. That modeling layer also enables your end business users to self-serve. Because we've had an analyst come in and codify those metrics, business users can now access those metrics, using them to derive insight and ultimately take action, creating value from their data. Because we're a cloud native application, we give our customers repeatable analysis. Every URL is shareable. You can always go and look to see the underlying definitions for your metrics and recreate the same analysis. And because of our in-database architecture and the power of cloud data warehouses like BigQuery that bring the ability to actually query against petabyte scale data, we let you look at high-level KPIs across those petabytes and then drill to underlying transactional information too that's now replicated in those cloud data warehouses, allowing you to take direct action on individual items too and operationalizing your data to realize the value from that data. The platform, as I mentioned, goes far beyond just BI though. It's not sufficient to create insight in a tool that people only consume, once in a while. We allow our customers to integrate that data into internal embedded portals. So think like a company intranet, into SaaS applications like Salesforce, so you can showcase insight and KPIs and metrics where your salespeople are actually working to drive better outcomes and better decision making. We also let you integrate that data into workflows too via our APIs, ultimately allowing our customers to build truly custom applications in a headless capacity where they're using none of Looker's UI, using Looker's APIs to actually provide governed data, but the use case may be much more operational in nature. Maybe maybe a customer is building a supply chain management tool where they want to look at historical pricing and inventory levels to inform the decision making that needs to happen to manage that supply chain. So to recap, what really sets Looker apart is because of that in-database architecture, we can be fast on any size of data. That means it's not just about the extract present inside a desktop client. We can leverage the petabyte scale cloud MPP data warehouses like BigQuery. On top of that in-database architecture, our semantic model integrated with version control gives both trusted answers and access to metrics, common metrics defined by your analysts, integrated to a development lifecycle, so that you have true governance on top of those metrics. And it's built to facilitate a modern development workflow to allow you to have data definitions that mirror the development process you have in your data engineering and data infrastructure. And finally, Looker's cloud native product enables you to integrate and bring data wherever the business users are needed and wherever they're working, ultimately allowing our customers to drive more insight and to take more direct action on their data. To satisfy the diversity of use cases we just talked about too, we develop in effectively 3 distinct layers, the interconnection of which to satisfies that broad complexity. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about our roadmap on experiences. This is the end user facing part of analytics. So this is reporting and self-serve analysis. I'm going to talk to you about the platform layer that we use and very literally build our experiences on top of, and expose to our customers to allow customers to build data-driven experiences as well. And then finally, I'll talk about the core foundation that powers those platform experiences. So to start to talk about data experiences, this is where classic BI sits. This is core reporting and self-serve analysis. And I'm going to talk a little bit about our investments in some of these core areas, including a brand new dashboard. We're reimagining our core data exploration experiences. We're deeply integrating Looker into existing business workflows and investing in finding your content as well. For fast dashboards, we've spent actually the last 1.5 years completely rebuilding our core dashboard stack with a bunch of different goals in mind, and now being presented to customers in a way we're really excited about. We've had a bunch of great feedback from. Our new dashboard experience is available in an open beta right now. You can see much faster performance, cleaner UI, more configurable customization inside the reporting experience, and a few new features that we're really excited about, and I'm excited to talk to you about today. We've enabled cross-filtering in a way that's never been possible before. So cross-filtering is what this graphic is showing you now. Using an individual chart like this, user acquisition pie chart here, to filter the rest of the objects on the dashboard. But because of Looker's in-database architecture, we can actually offer cross-filtering at true petabyte scale. You're not just limited to the extract powering an individual report in the desktop tool. We're also investing in more interactivity, like things like contextual drilling inside a dashboard. To facilitate the development of these new, really beautiful dashboards that I was just talking about, we've also rethought the way we create dashboards too, giving you more control over filters, giving you more control over style and layout, and also working towards things like new modes and broader extensions. So we want to enable you to have truly custom experiences embedded within that dashboard context too, where you can basically control workflow and behavior integrated with Looker's APIs inside the dashboard. We're excited to bring Looker to a broader audience, and we've been investing heavily in this. We've already got support for over 23 languages to be localized for our core reporting use case, so dashboards and embedded dashboards. We're working on bringing that full localization support for all 23 languages throughout the entire application UI. We're similarly working towards making the application accessible as well for all different types of users too. And we're working towards WCAG 2.1 AA compliance. As we rebuilt our core dashboard experience over the last year and a half, we're also now taking a look at our core exploration experience too. This is the manifestation of our semantic models and really what enables self-serve analysis to your end business users. We've always had a very powerful Explore experience. We want to make it even easier to interact with too. That includes things like smarter starting points to pre-built queries, curated experiences, curated by analysts for end business users. We also want to make it easier too to create things like on-the-fly calculations too, not requiring an analyst to go into the model to create a transformation on top of existing data. We're going to be investing in richer visualizations and more advanced functionality too, as we integrate with GCP's very powerful AI and ML suite. It's not sufficient to have your data accessible in just your BI tool. You have to have the data present where your business users are working. We want to make it really easy to take action directly from the BI tool so that if you've done a series of complicated analysis, in this case, found campaigns that are underperforming or overperforming in your marketing campaign, you can actively change the status of those campaigns from within the tool using our Action Hub technology. We're also integrating with the productivity tools inside G Suite. We've got a initial integration we recently launched, taking Looker governed data and sending it into Power Google Sheets, allowing for more ad hoc analysis present where business users are accustomed to operating in spreadsheets. We've also got a direct integration with Slack, where increasingly we find more and more of our customers spending their time. We have a bi-directional integration where you can send data from Looker into Slack, and then also from within Slack, request data from your Looker experience. And we are investing heavily now in a natural language interface to that same common semantic model, where you can use a conversational interface inside the communication product that Slack is to be able to ask questions of your data. We're really excited about and have a new product in a mobile app experience. This mobile app experience is focused on our core reporting use case, consumption of data, and will be available in general availability in the second half of this year and is available in a closed beta today. We've started with reporting, but we want to go further, and we want to make it so that you can really easily receive alerts and have operational control over your data from within the mobile context, where something that everyone has with them at all times. And then beyond that, start to ask easy questions of Looker through that same natural language like interface too that I just talked about within Slack. So that was our data experiences. That's our reporting, self-serve analytic products. I'm now going to switch gears and start to talk about the platform on top of which we're building those experiences, and that also can serve to build other data-driven experiences too for our customers. So this is things like our marketplace that accelerates value for our customers. This is our embedded product that customers use to embed in internal and external facing applications. And this is things like ways to extend the platform. So our APIs, our SDKs, a new extension point too that we're calling the extension framework as well. To accelerate value, we've recently released a marketplace, and we've been investing heavily here and had great feedback from both our customers and partners building out new content. We're going to continue to invest in this marketplace too. It allows you to easily discover packaged content, things like custom visualizations, things like data blocks to be able to actually access public data sources, things like LookML blocks for common sets of data. So for Salesforce data, for Google Ads data, you don't have to rebuild LookML semantic models and instead have pre-built content you can take and extend to customize for your business. This also manages the lifecycle management too, and allows for easy upgrades and downstream benefit as these pieces of content continually improve. As a part of that marketplace, we're investing heavily in our Google Marketing Suite content too, where we want to make it really easy for you to gather all of your marketing data in a single place, derive insight from it, and ultimately take action on it too through the Action Hub that I talked about in the data experiences. We've invested really heavily in our embedded dashboards and embedded dashboard use cases too. And we think about this as effectively a spectrum across which we want to allow varying levels of customization. So inside the core Looker application, we've got all the customization that's possible inside our dashboards. And as I talked about inside the data experiences, we've dramatically increased the amount of configurability that you've got and the amount of control you've got inside our new dashboard experience. On the other end of the spectrum, we've got completely bespoke experiences built on top of our APIs where you can very literally recreate all of the functionality that we've built inside our BI tool, and honestly more, to be completely tailored for specific use cases. And we want to basically bridge the gap between those two and go from both directions. We want to increase the amount of customization that's possible inside that embedded dashboard experience while simultaneously giving you higher level constructs on top of our APIs to make it easier to be able to create those custom experiences. So things like better APIs, richer SDKs, higher level components too, so you don't have to rebuild those core data experiences. So along those lines, we've built out a substantial improvement in custom theming so that you can make an embedded dashboard look and feel like the product that you're actually going to be integrating it within. And we've taken very literally that exact same code base that we've just now rebuilt our dashboard experience with, packaged it up, and we'll be releasing it in the form of JavaScript components so that you don't have to recreate a filter and integrate it with our APIs, and instead can take our custom components and extend them and customize them from there. We're investing heavily in our SDKs and APIs too to make it really easy to be able to actually interface with it too, as well as creating environments like an API Explorer too to make it easy to explore and understand and learn about development on top of the Looker platform. We're taking that base platform and actually even extending the number of extension points and the degrees of freedom with which you can actually customize experiences. We've got a new feature that's in beta that's called the extension framework that allows you to run and host custom arbitrary JavaScript too that is tightly coupled and integrated with Looker's APIs and our governed data model and our permissions and our authentication that allows you to create custom data-driven experiences in a specific bespoke way to integrated with the data model with no requirement for hosting any other service. It's all basically powered by your Looker experience. Examples of this we've had customers and partners really excited about are things that are like custom data exploration too. For tailored pieces of analysis, maybe our pivot table metaphor isn't perfect for it too. So in this example of the cohort tool, you can have parameterized analysis too to be able to have what is the definition for the interval for the definition of this cohort, and allowing for simpler parameterized exploration may make it easier for your business users to drive insight and create value. Similarly, you could actually take it in a broader direction too and integrate a notebook experience too with the governed data set and APIs and SDKs that Looker provides too, to allow you to have data scientists operating within Looker, but still in a repeatable, reusable, and governed way. That's our platform experience. That's the surface on which we're building our experiences and allowing customers to build data-driven experiences too. I'm going to switch gears now and talk about our core, our foundation. Inside our foundation, this includes things like the software development lifecycle. This includes our semantic model. This includes our query execution and administration of our instances too, all of which we want to improve to help our analysts, our developers, and our IT administrators to enable their business users to create more value. Looker already is deeply integrated with the software development lifecycle, and we want to take it even further. That means having a full support for a QAT process too within a single instance too, and allowing for development of your Looker model, staging of that development, and ultimately pushing to production too, all integrated, where you can have your model, your content, and even your data transformations inside the data warehouse too, all integrated with a single development workflow. We're very focused on performance and administration and making this easier and better for our customers. For performance, because of our unique in-database architecture, we've actually got the opportunity to do a variety of different optimizations at a number of different levels. Optimizing inside the data warehouse is something that Looker is uniquely suited to do because we've got the context of your LookML model, of the transformational logic you're using to create your aggregates too. And we've got a new feature that we've released called Aggregate Awareness that allows the system to dynamically optimize your queries by understanding what's present inside the data warehouse. So imagine you've got a raw event log that's got every single event for maybe your website or something like that, and you've got a daily summary table that has date and count of users and count of events or something along those lines too. Looker can dynamically optimize a query, looking at it and say, hey, if this query has date and count of users, let's hit the much smaller, much more performant, much less costly table in the aggregate table too, that's guaranteed to have the same relational algebra and same metric definition inside it, versus if it has the raw event ID or some more granular piece of information too, hitting the bigger table too and taking advantage of those petabyte scale data warehouses with no cost to performance, full granularity and full performance at the same time. To power that aggregate table too, we're investing heavily in how we generate transformations in the data warehouse. We've made it substantially more robust. We are working now towards enabling incrementally building those large aggregate tables too. So for your event table, you can basically just append to the aggregate table too, with the difference from the last time the aggregate table was generated. And then finally, we're integrating that transformation process too into the development workflow too, so you can effectively stage your transformations alongside the changes to your LookML model. As we approach the acceleration layers too, I just talked about how we're doing some database acceleration. We're also focused on above the database too. So we're working now with BigQuery's BI engine team too, and we'll have native integration for acceleration for their in-memory cache inside BigQuery's database. We're similarly building an in-memory cache for the Looker layer too, to enable you to have scalable cache content too for instant loading, and not for context where you don't have to do a round trip to the database. We can now provide scalable storage of that data. On administration, we think about it a little bit differently. We think of your BI tool and your end data-driven experience as a product that you want to manage and have insight to, like you would manage a product. So that means we want to give you deep understanding of engagement and usage of that product too, with an eye towards actionable insights. So we want to help you engage with and do performance optimizations by showcasing slow content or showcasing slow tables or usage patterns. We want to help you engage with your user base so that you can actually find the folks that are deeply engaged with and driving lots of insight and value too, and use them to be champions across the organization. LookML and the semantic model is incredibly valuable. You've encoded your transformational logic and created definitions for your business KPIs too. That's for sure useful inside the BI context. That's how we're differentiated in BI, is through that knowledge. We also have found customers using it in a wide variety of other contexts too, and we're investing heavily to make it easier for customers to do so. That includes things like stable PDTs, which will allow for basically a database view to be created, or a database table to be created too, to be used in other workflows. So we've got now customers using Looker defined metrics and Looker governed definitions inside machine learning workflows too, as a part of their training and other processes. And then additionally, we want to help you derive more value from your semantic model too. And we're actively working towards integrating with other BI tools to allowing them to reference trusted governed data from Looker. Security is a continued focus and incredibly important piece for us too. We've got a huge effort that we've invested in already. We've got our SOC 2 Type 2. We've got we will sign HIPAA BAAs. We've got our ISO 27K. We've got a PCI offering. We are actively investing in ISO 2017, 2718. We're also pursuing the High Trust certification too, which is the certification for HIPAA. And we will continue to invest in that security regime. We also firmly believe in the customer's ability to choose. We want you to be able to choose the right database. We want you to be able to choose the right hosting environment too for your specific use cases. We currently support hosting inside GCP and AWS. We are actively working on supporting hosting inside Azure, and we support hosting inside an on-prem environment as well. That's the Looker roadmap. We are a enterprise BI platform and data platform, helping our customers derive insight from data and create value. I hope you saw lots of features that got you excited too, and hope you reach out and let us know what you think. Please feel free to email me directly, and I'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much.